rock, my baby.
Check. 1 2 1 2 check.
Test.
Check. Testing 1 2 3.
Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather.
Is that how they do it?
I think so. Well,
I don't know.
Ron Burgundy. Are we representing like an anchor team here?
An anchor team.
Welcome today, guys, to this one-time podcast. Today, my guest is Keeley Wolf.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming into the studio
Yeah, we
today.
appreciate it, yes.
I love what we have going on here. This casting couch.
Yes.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's just a vibe. Here. You're just going to get vibey with it. Like here.
Beautiful.
There you go.
This is fun. Thanks for coming on.
Hell yeah. Did you like driving down the dirt road? Are you used to that?
I'm from the country. Yeah.
Hell
so
yeah.
I'm
like,
used to dirt
back
roads.
home.
It took me right back home.
Country roads.
I was pulling up because give people a little background. You told me you're like, I live on a petting zoo, and so I told Sheila, I was like,
on top of it, I live on the petting zoo.
I told Sheila, I was like, we're going. So she lives in a petting zoo, and she's like, she what? I was like, lives at a petting zoo, and she's like, what? Like, yes. And well, for one, she loves petting zoos, right?
Oh, good.
So she's like, I gotta go. I was like, well, you and the kids are definitely coming, and you gotta keep them out of my hair.
Well, that's why I wanted to invite them. I was like, I have like this great space, and they're probably being absolutely insane about how many chickens there are.
Really?
We have like over a flock of 200 right now.
What?
Yeah.
Dang, man, that cock be putting it down, huh? Rooster.
Honestly, I think they're really good at hiding eggs. Like, that's the one thing.
Okay.
Even though they have a coop, a lot of times they're just like, no, I'm gonna do it right here, man.
I'm gonna stash this.
Like, you don't deserve it. You're not gonna eat my child. What is wrong with you?
So when it comes to like Easter Sundays, then are you like fiending to like play to go find some eggs because you're so good at it now since they hide the eggs?
I don't particularly do it.
Oh, because they're not rabbit's eggs, right? That's what it is.
Down that rabbit hole, we don't go looking for it. No. Yeah. There's a lot of like the farm kids next door, so a lot of them are like super hands-on with the animals. Yeah. So I just kind of supervise.
Nice.
Just like, this is cool.
Yeah. Well, it definitely it took me back to like my nana and tatas, like, because that's what they did. They had a little farm, a little ranch, a couple of horses, a cow or two, and, and maybe a calf and chickens. So like pulling up, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I'm
we're
used
back
to
home,
this.
guys.
It felt good, seeing that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what you been up to, girl?
Not anything crazy. I've been mainly, like, a lot of people haven't seen me on the scene because I've been doing a lot of online stuff.
Okay.
Because I like to do a lot of the online Zoom mics.
Yeah.
It helps me make better connections, and if I want to go traveling, I have those connections.
Yeah, the ends there. Yeah, no, what's her name sold me on it, Liz.
Yeah,
I haven't done it yet, but at first I was just like, come on.
Liz has a little bit, but she didn't dive in as deep as I did, because when I broke my ankle, I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Yeah. I can't like get rusty. And of course, when I went up there again, I was like, this is not the same. But on Zoom, that's teaching you how to get on TV, how you should present yourself in front of a camera.
Well, not only that, you were just like, right now, you were just like, hey, followed suit. It just felt right.
Hey, I mean, with a podcast, I think it's a lot easier. Yeah. But even with online Zoom mics, sometimes you have to get used to the silence. Yeah. Because it doesn't always transfer, even through the speakers. Even if you had a huge sound system, like usually I'm hooked up here, I can hear through those two speakers back there.
Nice.
But even with that, it's very muffled, and you just have to kind of power through.
Gotcha.
It'd be like being on live television and not having a live audience.
Yeah. It's a different animal. It is entirely like a podcast, especially the way I run mine. It's very loose, very just open, conversational. And when I shot a pilot for a travel show, I'm like, well, yeah, I can talk and I'm good, and I'm
but
funny.
It's a new animal.
It's a different muscle all in itself. Like it's really bullet points. It's like straight to the point. Let's cut all the fat out, which is essentially what comedy is too. You're on stage, you do want to trim all your the fat and just lay in the lines that really hit. Yeah. Still not my style.
It's so weird because a lot of people talk about my style and they're like, you're kind of a traditionalist. You go boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, well, I was always taught do it in threes and then you're done. But I've been working on a longer set. It's still in my same format.
Yeah.
But it's an entire 5 minute set about one topic, and that terrifies me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what to do. And they're like, actually, it was so funny because you get feedback mics online as well. So if you're writing and working on a joke and you don't want to bomb in front of all your friends, you can go on feedback mics, and a lot of these guys have already been writers or they were on television, and they'll help you structure jokes.
Nice.
So
it's a good little community, man.
Yeah.
Just in general, I mean, comedy is like I've seen it, and I've been in the music industry as well here. And it's really open for feedback, constructive criticism, definitely shit talking. I mean, that's what we do.
The drama. Oh my God. I love to just watch it now.
Okay, you're
especially because like I'm just not there anymore. Like I feel bad, and I'm kind of like just branching off and doing my own thing. I've kind of become like my best friend Taco. We got our own little circle, and kind of just do our own thing and support each other. I think you need that in comedy, though. That. I'm like, if you do not have just one best friend or one girlfriend, you're gonna falter. Yeah. Because you need someone that's still gonna support you, but also say, dude, you bombed.
Yeah, and call you out. Not call you out, but just, hold you accountable for that.
And so be like, well, let's work on that and continue to grow on it, you know?
Yeah. No, because I've definitely said that, trying to be nice to a couple of comics where it's like, oh, it was the audience, they weren't that. And
I hate when people shake my hand and they're like, great set. And you're like, you're a lying sack of... I'm just, no. I've had that happen where people are like, that was awesome, and they'll fist bump me, and I'm like, you do not deserve to fist me right now. Like, go away.
Yeah, no consensual, non-consensual fisting not allowed.
It has to be real, authentic. I want it to be real.
Glove on or no glove?
No glove, I'm sorry. I haven't been gloving ever since I got fixed,
Like Bob Barker would have asked.
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work. and a screen just keeps you apart.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No dams. Hey, so what got you into comedy then in the first place?
So it actually took my husband. Well, I always want to call him my husband, my fiance, whatever. Yeah. People always hate them, and I'm like, I've been with him for 3 years. That's mine. Yeah, like. I don't need a piece of paper to tell me right.
There you go.
But it took him 6 months to convince me to actually go do it. Because with my work schedule, I couldn't go to an open mic. I couldn't go practice. I couldn't write. And then I should have taken that as a sign. Hey, maybe you should start writing. Yeah. Because I went up there and I was like, oh, yeah, I'll remember it.
Yeah.
No, but I still caught the bug that day because immediately the next day I went and did another one. And I was like, all right, you need to write. I don't care if you have notes up there. It's an open mic. And I did a lot better, but my style has changed so much. Because everyone used to try and call me, oh, you're kinky Keeley. And I'm like, I'm really not. Like, I said some raunchy things, some truthful raunchy things. Yeah. I didn't just talk about, like, abortions and what a lot of guys are, well, I'm an edgelord, and I'm like, no, these things actually happen to me. And that's even worse. Like, I feel bad. I'm like, I'm so sorry, you guys know so much about me.
Hey, a lot of people just hide things in general, but
the
beauty of it is we toe the line of, is that real? Did that really happen? Is that how it went down? But you like
kind of twist it a little bit,
for sure.
But like my two raunchiest things, like I talk about losing my virginity, and they're like, did that actually happen? I'm like, I'm so sorry that it did.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it wasn't you.
Yeah.
Like, count your blessings, okay?
Yeah. So they were calling you kinky, and you're like, hell no.
Well, it wasn't really that. I realized that I wasn't going to get paid. So, like, I started like, I had a lot more, like, clean comedy than I thought originally. Especially when I just take out the cuss words and everything.
Yeah. All of a sudden, we're like, we can't write clean. And it's like, well, if you just stop cussing, most of the stuff you can do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if the punchline is a cuss word, you can just take it out and leave the sentence before that as the punchline.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to me. Yeah. But yeah, I've cut back a lot. I've gotten paid a lot more. That we like.
Hell yeah.
Because for the past like 2 or 3 weekends of May, I've gotten paid for every single weekend.
Really? Yeah. That's awesome. Good work, girl.
I'm appreciating it, you know.
Is it some private shows?
Some are actually online. Nice. They have a Best of San Francisco, won that one last week. And they put tips in the tip jar, and you get a portion of the bucket.
Nice.
And so they put hefty tips in there. So if people don't know
San
about
Fran,
it,
they better.
Right?
San Fran, looking at you. All right.
But it's a Zoom mic, and it has an audience of over 50 people in there.
Okay.
Every single week.
Nice.
Like, you might not see all of them. A lot of them just hide behind the camera and little lurkers.
And so say that this one was San Francisco, right? Are those 50 people in San Francisco, or are they tuning in?
No, all over the world.
Nice.
Which is nice, because then at the end, I get a lot of people to follow me on social media.
Yeah.
Which is so much easier to do that instead of when you're on stage and be like, hey, follow me on my Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody remembers, nobody hears it.
But if they actually walk up to me, like, I've learned how to market a lot better instead of just being like, let me sell myself on stage right now. I want authentic followers.
Yeah.
I want the people that actually come up to me and tell me, I loved your set, I related to it. And I'm like, well, if you relate to me, I'd love for you to see my content.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's beautiful. I've thought about, because in the band we had like one of those little light up letter
little
signs.
QR codes?
Yeah.
Well, no, this is what I do.
Yes, that's good. So I do have my, I don't have that one, but I do have my, just my Instagram. So if you pull it up, like, it'll just take them right to my Instagram. So we're doing that. Let me make sure the kids haven't messaged me. Hold on.
Yeah, no, you're good.
You left my kids run wild at the petting zoo. So
I bet they're having an absolute blast. It's okay. That the petting zoo is also a shit show. Like, it's absolutely bonkers up there.
Go anywhere you would like.
Don't tell them that. They will go anywhere they like.
Well, no. They left to get a snack, and she's like, should we come back or just go somewhere? I'm like, oh, yeah, just take your time.
Yeah.
This right now, it's me and Keeley time. They forget, that I'm
I mean,
working.
if they're getting hot out there or anything, water and ice right down the street.
Gonna do it.
Dairy Queen too.
What do we got here? Hey.
Hello. You guys can come in. Sorry. This is the music studio. We just got done with a gig yesterday. Feel free, guys, to sit on the couch, cool off.
Cats are very friendly.
That's Callie or calamari.
And my son always asks. My son is obsessed with bathrooms.
Oh, second door on the left, right down this hallway.
He's not obsessed. He's just, that dude's bowel movements are like crazy.
Nah, when they get to that age, I completely get it.
That's his first question anywhere we go, and
well, that's an important question to know.
Where were we? We were somewhere, and like you, like if they would have saw you in your boot, his question would be like, "How do you go to the bathroom?"
Honestly, I had no idea either. Like, that was a learning curve for me as well.
Yeah.
Especially when I was in the cast or just the splint. Because they had to put it back in place afterwards. And it had to sit like that for 20 days until I had surgery. So, yeah, no.
20 days of just totally like being on edge. Like,
yeah, like, no. And even now, like, completely unstable. I sprained it this week. Like, I have no balance in my life whatsoever. Like, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Me be a balanced person? No.
It just swings, right? It's more like maybe a seesaw, right?
You know what really sucks? I'm going to go into zodiacs. I'm a Libra.
Okay.
I'm
there you go.
supposed to be balanced.
Yeah.
But I feel like I balance everybody else's life but my own.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, I'll be here to help you.
But which side are you closer to? So Libra, are you right in the middle, or
I'm right in the middle. I'm October 12th.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's you balance everybody else out. I see that. Well, maybe
like I'm like the friend where people are like, she's the middle ground. She's not too like, you could take her to the club and she won't be lost, but you'll also be able to find her way too easily.
Gotcha.
Because I'll just be like a little wallflower or something. Like, you'll see me get some energy, but not. I'm not over the top. I can't. I'm unbalanced. Do you want to see what happens with liquor? That's the worst idea ever.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that. I love like the green room in JP's. That's such a fun thing. Yeah.
That is a fun room, especially with the showcase. Are you doing the showcase this month?
No, I gotta reach out to JP. I haven't done much since I haven't gone to the open mics. Oh. So yeah, I don't know.
That's the other thing. I'm like, do I have to like do his class for him to book me? Like, JP, I know you like me, but I don't know if you like me. Yeah,
he's very, I feel like he's very scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
And I could do that. Yes. Like, believe me, I could do that. Yeah. Like, no, I can't. No problem. I mean, I ain't got nothing.
It's got to be so hard to run a club and to deal with comics. It's
not just comics though, like to deal with open micers.
Open mic, because using comics when you're referencing like open micers is very loose.
Like when I feel like people use that as a credit right now. They're like, oh yeah, I was banned from a comedy club, and we're all like, oh, so it was just JP's. Yeah. Sit down. You didn't do anything. You just pissed off a white middle-aged woman.
Yeah. And if you can't work through that, man, it's like, what's the rest of the career going to be?
Best of luck, sweetheart.
No, you have to. But back to the QR thing, right? So I had a sign with that's lit up where you put letters in it, kind of like a marquee.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about bringing that with me on stage, but it's just like it's so cheesy. It's only an open mic. It's only 5 minutes, but then there's certain mics where it makes sense.
I would do it for like bigger club shows, but also.
It's a fine line because I wouldn't do it for like the improvs or the
because you don't want to outshine the headliner.
Well, not only that, you don't want to. I just feel like it might be tacky in that sense. And then there's the open mics where it's like it's not beneficial to you at all. Which I'm trying to think of which one. Right now, I wouldn't like Tavern before it was around. Like going up with that Tavern, I wouldn't do it. But like, Bogies,
I think I did that 3 times in its time, and each time I was like, I felt worse.
Yeah.
And it's not because I don't want to do comedy. It's just I don't want to do comedy at a bukkake. Like every single time I go to an open mic, I now understand why women choose the bear. Every single time.
Oh yeah. It's lost on me on guys don't understand that yet.
And then they still bring me up in the most misogynistic way ever.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, here's Keeley. We're not losing any testosterone on this lineup. And it's like, are you just mad that I have bigger balls than you, sweetheart? Like,
there's got to be some insecurity there. Yeah, some insecurity.
It's always insecurity, and it's always there. They always feel like they have power when they're an open mic host. Like, where does the possession come from?
Right. That's a fine line. Somebody excising their power as an open mic host. It's weird. I've hosted a few of them, and it's definitely weird, like a weird conundrum, especially because I've been in the game I just hit a year.
Excellent.
So it's weird in that sense, and then just having like this small amount of not even power. It's just like, well, I'm just going to dictate how the night kind of goes.
I mean, you are in control of how the energy goes, but also, I mean, the main goal is not to make people feel like crap.
No, you're not supposed. You're supposed to.
I feel like that is a lot of their main goal. Like I've done a lot of. I call them bully mics at this point.
Oh, to shit on like
as soon as they come up and they're like, oh, my friend's gay or something, and I'm like, you know what, dude, that's cool now. Like everybody wants to be gay.
Yeah.
Like if you're not a part of it.
Yeah, I almost feel like if I can't, say that I would, like it limits me, right? Like if I wouldn't experience that, like it limits me. I feel like that honestly, but I can't say I would.
I'm just like, thank you for the new material. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you just got to take that. It's exactly what it is. It's always material. There's always something that's going to happen, and that you can flip, and that's the beauty of like when you go back and forth, or maybe do a little bit of crowd work, is that you might get the same answer from someone, but it's gonna change for the scenario for that night, for this and that, and then it can become one of your bits, or it can become something that you lean on a bit.
I just wish they would bring crowd work into their actual material. Like I have a nurse's bit where I talk about how much I hate them.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I'm like, do we got any nurses in the audience? I'll go, great, I hate you guys.
And where does this stem from?
Because they tell me to wait, and then they tell me my weight.
Right, damn it. I forgot that.
Yeah, come on. That is my Eminem joke. Like, my double entendre. That is my bread and butter.
Yeah.
Like, that's also my style. Like, if I can find a way to reword the English language and make a joke out of it.
Yeah.
So good.
No, I love that. I love to also, and I think I had brought this up to you, and because you and Sheila were both on this, where I'm like, oh, what's something like some male fucking chauvinistic guy can say on stage? Oh, you know how there's casual Fridays? What about braless Mondays?
Oh, yes.
And then a lot of the ladies I was asking was like, yeah, I'd be down for that. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to be like, ew, who's this guy saying he wants?
No, I was like, on casual Fridays, we can no bras. I just think about how much the production line would increase.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The productivity, I mean, it might not be there. Like, I want to think that people will be productive, but also I'm like, would you be caught staring? Nobody
would call out. That's the thing.
I wouldn't call out. Yeah. I'd be like, so it's a titty Tuesday. Yeah. There you go.
Trish, you coming on Monday? You coming? You gonna be here, right?
Thank God. Remember, it's Titty Tuesday. Dress or undress accordingly.
Undress accordingly. I love that. So you went up. Where was the first place you went up?
I went up at Improv Mania.
Oh, nice.
That was my first mic. It was on a Thursday. I definitely showcased it like an actual show. Mm-hmm. I was posting about it.
Nice.
I had this is the only time my friends have actually come out to see me ever since I started doing Well, okay, that's not. But
you got a good amount. It was your first time up,
and it was high school friends. And that was so weird for me. I'm like, oh wait. And
at this point, how long have you been at a high school?
It's been 8 years.
Okay.
I feel old now.
Yeah, there you go. About to hit the 10.
I don't know if I'll do the reunion.
Yeah.
Because I didn't graduate with my actual class. I had to do online.
Yeah, but
I'm addicted to online.
Roast them.
You know, what if they look better than me?
That doesn't matter.
So many of them do, and they're on their third or fourth kid. I'm like,
I mean, some people are lifing better than others. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes, Keeley. But listen,
right.
Listen, everybody loves some roast jokes. They know what you're doing.
Yeah, can we just have an open mic at the reunion?
I don't think you should have an open mic. You should talk to whoever's coordinating it and be like, hey, if you want to put it out there.
5 minutes.
Yeah, and say, if you want to put it out there, I'll roast, whoever
See,
wants.
I'm not a good roaster. I know that I won my roast battle, and she absolutely still feels burned to this day. It's so fun. I feel terrible, but I went to the best roasters that I know.
Yeah.
I talked to Taco, Celia, I know you're busy, but I appreciate you still communicating with me. That's big.
Yeah.
And then even Rob and everything, I was like, she's gonna get burned whether she likes it or not. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of weird because it felt like a really soft roast from her. And the first thing that she wanted to bring up was my man. And I'm like, you're supposed to be roasting me, not my man. And I think that's where people go wrong.
Yeah.
I'm like, obviously with a weed show, we're higher than a kite. And so looks are always going to get better.
Yeah. Reactions.
Unfortunately, disabilities. Sorry.
You have to.
Wait, were you at that one? Were you at my roast?
No, I missed that one.
Man.
Yeah.
I would. I don't want to hurt her anymore.
Yeah. Well, those. So I've talked to them on the talked about the pot roast battles and roast battles in general. I love roast, but I love traditional roast where there's the one person there. We're all going through it because when it's the one person there, the audience usually knows a little bit more about that person.
Oh,
so you can be a little bit deeper, you can be a little bit more intricate. But a roast battle,
the Tom Brady one.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Okay. Those I love, and I've been a part of at least 3 or 4 of those, for coworkers or friends. I love that. Roast battle is different. Roast battle, you're going toe to toe, and usually the audience doesn't know that person so well. So
that's why when she went for my man, I was like, they don't even know what he looks like.
Exactly.
But the first thing was, she said that he looks like he came from a claw machine.
Okay.
And I was like well, who really has the prize here, honey?
Ooh, see, good clap back. the rebuttal?
Well, I kind of did a little bit more of a worse clapback, and I was like, says the one with 2 ex-husbands.
Ah, that's good. That's good. See, you're able to flip it on that. Flip it on its head. That's good.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a rough battle, but then it felt like she wrote roast about somebody else other than me.
Okay.
And I was just confused.
Yeah, well, I do that in the sense of I have roast, like jokes that come to mind, like, oh, that could be a roast joke, and then I file it away in my roast joke tab. And then if I'm like battling somebody, then I'll like go through that and see if I can kind of like insert and reword it or link it some way.
Yeah,
link it some way. Sometimes it's a stretch, sometimes it's a perfect fit, and sometimes it's like, you got to go. So maybe she was doing that where it was like,
I don't know, like. It just seems like everyone thinks that I'm very attracted to African American men.
Okay.
And I've never been with one. I find them very beautiful.
Yes.
But also I've never been with one.
And now you won't, because you found your piece. Unless you guys are getting a little freaky.
I mean, yeah, that kind of freaky.
I mean, you kind of got something right in front of you.
Nah, it's not very enticing. She's like, this seems like a lot.
Yeah.
So. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet, and then you're like, oh, is this really all I can eat?
Yeah, and then where you leave and you're just like, oh, why did I do that?
My guts hurt. I wonder why.
Exactly. And my asshole's going to be paying for this thing.
She just cute over there. Look at them. Oh, did they get nutty? But what are those? Oh, they're Lunchables. It probably has the Crunch Bar in it. Makes me feel elderly with my dad.
If you have a Crunch Bar, you have the cookie. Oh, my son doesn't like chocolate, so if he has chocolate in his, he'd probably give it up to you.
He doesn't. I get it.
Yeah.
No. I'm like, I don't like chocolate either.
We found out. We didn't find out until he could talk. Where he was like, I don't like chocolate, So before we would always try to give him
be able to voice it. You're like, you like it.
Who doesn't? I never knew. Like, there are people that don't like chocolate. I didn't know that. And
there's just some people that are too salty. I get it.
He's definitely salty. We had to give him this medication he got MRSA, like super young. He had surgery, he got MRSA, and so we had to give him this medication. And the doctors were like, it's disgusting. We can flavor it. It'll still be gross. Like, hide it in something. We tried orange juice. We tried apple juice. We tried milk. We tried everything. Yeah. And then the doctor was like, to do the surefire way, just Hershey's chocolate syrup. Like, kids will down that like crazy, right? I'm like, all right, cool. So we mixed it in there, and we were feeding it to him, and he was still throwing a fit. We're like, what is going on? And then flash forward like 6 months later, we can talk, and he's like, guys, I don't like chocolate. Here we are.
He's like, this is the one sentence I'm going to work on.
Yeah.
I don't say. I'll piece it out for you. I do not like the cocoa.
The cocoa. He's not in love with a cocoa.
Exactly.
No, man. He was like, listen here, you two assholes.
Did you find any Pokemon? Are you guys playing Pokemon Go? Oh.
Who knows what they're doing.
I just want to see what's on my farm. Like, I wonder if there's actually, like, Pokemon here.
Oh, you haven't gone on your farm yet?
No.
They probably got, like, some exotic pieces.
I don't have it. I just like to watch other people play.
Right. That was crazy. Where were you working when that popped off? Because I've been at Guitar Center for eternity, so I was there, and at Dana Park you would just see hundreds and hundreds of people walking.
What year was that?
2018.
I was a stay-at-home mom.
Ooh, look at you.
No, I'm not that anymore. Yeah, that did not last long because I like money.
Yes, and
it's
having
terrible.
your own individuality to use your own money.
And don't get me wrong, like, being a single mom, awesome. It was awesome. I definitely miss it. I'm like, I didn't get to wake up or sleep whenever I wanted, but just like the snack times, it was snack time for me. Man, it was terrible. I would hide in the pantry.
Bottomless mimosas, right? You drinking mimosas without your bottoms. That's what it is.
I started drinking when I went back to work. I was like, okay, this is actually when I need it.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think I only drank for like special holidays when I was a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, okay. Well, I get that would be a slippery slope. Yeah. Like, you're like already home. You're like, well, I'm just gonna have a drink, and the next thing you know, it's like, well, I need a little bit more to really feel it.
See, no, old fashioned.
Old fashioned.
Some grass in here.
Yeah. Do you prefer the flower, or do you, as far as like dabs and like?
It all depends on the deal, baby. Like, what do you got in store for me?
I told myself no more e-cigs, no more vapes, no more vapes of any sort.
No.
It's got to be flower.
Or dab.
I don't know if I can do the dab.
Some crumble.
I know it definitely. I mean, it skyrockets you. I'm just worried about what it's doing to my lungs at that point. And I know even when like I smoke flower,
you gotta think it in the ratio. Like with flower, you gotta hit it several times. But with dab, you could do it once, and then you're like, okay.
Then you're on the cloud 9
for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh.
I wouldn't say I have a high tolerance. Like I know people with way higher tolerance.
Yeah.
But spending almost $200 a month,
yeah, that'll do it.
That's my splurge. Like I don't buy alcohol.
Yeah.
So that's my vice.
Yeah. Well, that should have been the one that was legal from the get go.
Honestly,
alcohol is so destructive.
I'm like, nah, I don't have road rage anymore. Like
exactly.
When I would drink and drive.
Yeah, it's like, get the fuck out of there. I got to.
You're already, and that's me sober.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I'm like, actually. They need to be somewhere too, like they deserve to get to their destination.
Exactly what it is. It's exactly that. You're way more of a cautious like driver. You're like, hey, maybe
you're just slow, feeling like a granny. You're just like, life ain't too bad.
I have a classic one. Like I would walk the kids around the block, when they were much younger, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And they would ride their bikes, and he would be a little bit more adventurous, so he'd really go out in front. And I'm just like, all right, I can see him. I was like, I get him. Your mind goes through, what if a car pulls up and drags them into the backseat? It's like, I can.
And then you realize nobody wants your kid, not even you.
Exactly the case. But no, I would tell myself, I'm like, I'm good. I could get there. I'm athletic. I can fight them off, this and that.
No.
That sober me is like very like overachiever.
Overconfident.
Oh yeah, overconfident. High me walking them around the block was like, what are you doing? They're so far ahead of you. There's no way you could save both of them.
The paranoia.
Right now. Why did you even leave the house? You are a bad father. You know how dangerous this world is. Like,
and it's only getting worse.
And you hear those stories.
Do you ever wonder if like they became open micers because? No, we aren't going to go into that. Never mind.
Yeah, let's do it. They became open micers because.
Nope.
You want me to guess what's going through your mind?
You don't want to know.
They had an interaction with P. Diddy.
I'm thinking of a school with a pew pew. Because a lot of times they give me that like vibe, and like if they didn't choose like a lot of them,
the open micers,
so many of them.
Oh yeah. Well, that and like you hear a lot of people would admit too that they all like had this built-in rage and maybe even toyed with the kill list until they got some pussy. Ladies.
Pussy saves lives.
Pussy saves lives.
Thighs save lives, actually.
Yeah, there you go. You need to sign up for your country and do the right thing. Yeah, somebody has a bit on that too, but it's I've heard it a few times.
I don't think I could say that here. Sorry, it's the British in me wanting to come out.
You can say whatever you want.
Like serving cunt.
Yeah, I love that word. I actually did a podcast back in the day.
Well, we say it nicely.
The
word. When you're in England, it's like a term of endearment, or like yo bestie, like bro.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because
look at this cunt over here.
That's how my mother-in-law sounds. Like every single time I hang out with her, and if Nanny's with her, you won't understand them after 20 minutes of hanging out with them. You're like,
yeah, because
what?
Your mother-in-law's accent grows thicker as she's familiarizing herself.
And then
with
the terminology there, different terms. I just like when they get like angry though. And I'm pretty sure, like, my mother-in-law is 86th from, like, every pub within a 20-mile radius of her hometown.
Really? What does she do then?
She a little feisty lady.
Yeah?
She's so small, too. I think she's 5'2".
Oh, okay.
And she's just
I didn't
like
know
Drew.
Women can have Napoleon complexes.
No, she's wild. Especially in Britain, they're crazy. Like, you took the guns away, and so they had to, like, get intimate and violent.
Oh, yeah. Now it gets like...
Because we might have the pew-pew, but they got all the time there, like just stabbings in school and everything. And I'm
you have to. You're gonna relegate to the next available thing.
Yeah,
I guess that's the whole argument with making certain guns really restricted. I mean, I think you should be able to own any gun you want with proper lengthy background checks. If I want to rock
the background checks, I feel like there should be like licensing and just same way to own a car. Like if we had to take a driving test in order to drive, why shouldn't you take all the precautionary areas to own something?
And you should. I mean, it's your right to own a gun, but listen, to be a proper holder and owner of it, you should know how to use it and be confident with it. And that way you're not pulling it out just willy-nilly, man. That's a sign to me. Listen, I'm only pulling it out if I'm going to use it. So if I see you pulling it out, my reaction to you is your intention is to use that. Yeah. Because now it's out. It's literally just the pull of the trigger, and you will alter somebody's life. So to my extent, if that happens, like, it's done. I in my mind, I am well justified to do whatever it takes to neutralize this scenario, especially if I got the kids there, if I got friends and family that I care 100%.
About. I'm glad that I haven't had to deal with that scenario. Same. But I even had an old coworker. She was an ex-police officer, and the stories that you hear is just, it's disheartening.
It is. And that's the, people look to, the drugs and the violence and guns and all that as like, well, this is the problem. It's like, no, that's not the problem. Those are the tools. Those are the Band-Aids that people are using because regular fucking trauma, childhood trauma, familial.
Maybe if therapy wasn't almost over $90 every single session, we would get help.
Yes, exactly.
Because I think about that. Like, I'm constantly like, it was sad because I had a booker tell me, oh, have you thought about going into therapy? And then you're looking at the other people on the lineup and you're like, I'm not the one that needs it.
Just because your comedy is really dark.
I mean, but it's not. Like, mine is pretty, like, lighthearted, super fun, mundane stuff that happens every day. People's everyday thoughts. Like, I don't dive deep into the dark stuff. I might a little bit, but my life isn't very dark.
Well, I guess you come out hard because I guess this is maybe my prejudice in the sense you're a female comic, and a lot of times it's like it's not that dark. So even though you're not that dark for a comic, because you're a female, and that bridges the my next idea that Jetwan asked me what I liked about comedy, and I was like, oh, it's a complete freedom to do whatever I want up here. And she's like, as a black woman, I don't feel like I have that, because she'll never be black enough, or she'll be too sexual, or she can't talk politics. I'm like, I was like, that is the point.
And I feel like there is the freedom to say, but not the freedom to do, because we want what we want, but also we don't really push for it, really. I mean, even with Celia and everything, like, she dives deep, and all of her stuff is real occurrences. So I think that's what comedy is. It's real. Comedy is real, and it's twisted.
It is.
It's a twisted truth.
Yes.
But I can
that's
see
why,
that.
Like, people do look to comics because they're talking about actual things happening in society here and now, things that are being experienced. So, like, if you want to know, I think that was my quote was like, if you want to know the psyche of a city, like, listen to their comics. So what are people going up on stage and talking about that are from that city? And like, that's what you should kind of like focus on if you want to improve, the well-being, I guess, of your citizens.
And I think that's just why a lot of people talk crap on Phoenix. Just because I feel like we're trying so hard to either be a California, and we're surrounded by every single border on this planet. So there's just so much diversity, and so it's hard to pinpoint a lot. But the only thing that I can really say about open mic comedy all around the world, each one has at least one dick joke. And if you don't...
Is it unsolicited dick joke?
I feel like that's the only way you can be a real hack comedian. Like, if you don't have at least one in the pocket, you're not.
That's right. make sure you have at least one dick joke.
And ladies, more titty jokes, please.
Yeah,
please.
For that. So when you recommend the dick joke, I mean, where should it go in someone's set? You pull it out right immediately and be like, look at it, look at it.
I feel like you should definitely reach some rapport before that.
Yes.
I'm like, let me know who you are. Like, I barely know your name. I don't want to know about what's in your pants already. I'm like, I'm not one of them. Nah.
But what if that person has like one testicle? Then you're like, oh wait, hold on.
That'd be actually kind of cool to hear about. Like, that's how people are when I let them know. I'm like, yeah, I have webbed toes, and I have 6 of them, and they're like,
but you have 6 toes?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I have 3 of them webbed together at the end.
Dang.
And it's like it's another term that they use with cats when they have an extra like thumb or toe bean.
Yeah.
It's like like I want to say it's pterodactyly.
Oh,
but
yes.
I'm probably saying it wrong.
I think so. I think I've heard of that for sure.
But yeah, it's when you have the extra bone and everything, and I have an extra bone in my ankle because of it. So you would think that would help me with balance.
Well, no,
it doesn't.
Yes and no, right? Yeah. You think it's
I love when people ask me, "Oh, are you a really good swimmer?" And then I'm like, "No, these are my flotation devices. I can't swim."
They kind of get in the way, right?
They'll just sink.
They're not rudders, guys. They're udders. They produce milk.
Those are outside.
Damn it. I should be canceled for that one.
No. I'm like, that's not the first time I've been called a heifer.
Jesus. Man.
Did you know that they can't walk downstairs?
Cows?
Cows. They can walk up them. They can't walk down.
So how did they get one down when they found out that was the case?
You gotta like get a crane and take them down.
I guess it has to be a ramp, right? It can't be just stairs. Yeah, because I used to work on a cattle farm.
That's why they have those ramps.
Yeah, that's right.
I like when they put them in the broth, make them walk down, and then they get on the mud broth.
Oh, the mud broth. Yeah, that's do the smells from a cattle ranch. Like, that was one of my first jobs. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So you grew up with that as a kid?
Yeah, so my dad, he worked in cattle ranches pretty much his whole like young adult life, and he retired at one.
So you didn't grow up on one?
No, he worked at one, but I grew up, within a mile vicinity of it. So like the smell was like incredible, dude. It was like there was 160, 180,000 cows there.
Well, like a couple years ago, we also had a farm down here, and it caught on fire.
Oh shit.
No
beef jerky?
It's even worse on fire.
Okay.
like shit on fire is worse.
My God.
And you're smelling the flesh and shit all at the same time.
Yeah, the ammonia and just like the toxic.
It smelled like an animal, like I almost said a crematory. It's an ice cream crematory.
Yeah.
We just cream the animal.
Ooh,
no.
Cream it on the animals, Keeley. Whoa. All right. Well, we have a lot of musical equipment here.
Yes.
What is your role in music?
Looking pretty.
Yeah, okay. Killing it, girl.
Sometimes I help load up, but I don't understand. And he's like done like 7 years of just sound engineering.
Wow.
We're slowly getting the band back together. Hey, if you know a lead singer, please let me know. And I will tell you this, it is country music, but guess what? That is the #1 genre that is getting paid the most right now. They are
getting paid for sure.
Like, if you want to be the next Morgan Wallen or a Jelly Roll, let me know.
Hey. Well, you might convince me here, Keeley.
Oh, you got some lead in you?
No.
Damn it. I'm trying. Well, I mean, you work at a Desire Center, so I'm sure you might find someone. If you do, keep me in the loop.
I know plenty of people. I'll keep an eye out, an ear out.
That's just the thing. Like, everybody hates on country.
Yeah, they do.
But
I do.
It's a little bit easier to play, and it makes a lot of money.
It does. I think. and it's going through its phase. Country is right now, where people are tired of the poppy commercial, station country. Yeah. And people like Morgan Wallen and Zach Bryan. I really like Benjamin Todd of Lost Dog Street Band, Matt Heckler. So more bluegrass stuff is where I kind of lean towards. But country is definitely having its redirection.
Beyonce did it. Who else is doing a country album? Post Malone. Come on.
Yeah, the Post.
Oh, he sounds so good on that. I need some help.
Yeah, Post Malone. I'm a fan of Post Malone. I haven't listened to his music a whole lot, but like what I've seen from him in interviews and what he's done, he's just a dude that loves music, loves performing, loves making it, and
he's just so cute.
Life. Yeah,
and he's got weird dance moves. That's what I like.
I don't care, man.
I just love when
dance moves should be weird.
That's the other thing. Like, I like when performers just act like themselves.
Yeah, instead of here's how I want you to see me.
Right. I'm talking to you, Lady Gaga.
Yeah, because that story with Lady Gaga, like her thing is like which route do you go, right? And I applaud her for all her success because she was a jazz and classically trained musician.
That helps so much though. Like if you already have the jazz fundamentals, you're able to stretch your voice in so many different directions.
Yeah, so it's like, do you stick in that genre of music and stay true to herself and what she wants to do? And not saying that she didn't like the pop music she was making, but right now, but then you do lean into the pop music because it's going to make you this mecca star, overnight. It seems like, right? And then you make all this money, you get to a place where you're so comfortable that now you can do anything you want musically and do what you really like. And have the freedom to do so, right? Exactly. And have the cash flow.
Grown some rapport.
Yeah.
But I think that's the other thing. I don't think a lot of people see the behind the scenes. Exactly. Like, a lot of people want to talk, like, smack on Taylor Swift, too. And the thing about that is, I'm like, she's been grinding since she was, like, 13 years old. Like, when you see the Eras Tour and everything, she even plays the original piano that she played at the county fair.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's badass. No, she's my hat's off to her. Like she's done it. She's done it since she was a kid, writing.
And she's able to. She just jumps and jumps from each album all the time. I'm like, there's something new to see. Like the newest one, it didn't feel like Taylor Swift to me, but I love her vocal takes on. Like it's more deconstructing the music than actually hearing it as a whole.
Yeah, and also though, when people say it's like, oh, it doesn't sound like Taylor Swift or it doesn't sound like this, and it's like, but they are a person, and the artist is allowed to evolve and to become the next version of themselves, right? We allow people should become the next versions, but for some reason with art and artists, we just want, hey, this is what we like you for, so just keep putting that out,
Right. And it's hard to branch out like that, like I did. When I had to branch out and I looked at all avenues of like, what can I do to get paid? What can I do to grow faster?
Sell feet pictures.
We're almost there. It was so funny. I've had people just randomly cash at me just because they're like, that looks weird. And I'm like, I'm so glad you're into weird stuff, man. Like, congratulations. But man, it gets... I'm almost there. I'm like, if the comedy doesn't take off, I know what will.
Well, something will land. You're very, I think, you have a lot of ingenuity about you, so you'll figure something out. But I think this is your realm. I do think
it does feel a little bit more like me. It's so funny because this is exactly what my parents wanted me to do when I was starting to do.
Whose parents want?
No, not comedy.
Oh, gotcha.
Clean. Because when I told them I wanted to be a comedian, they're like, "Oh, are you gonna spill our secrets? Or are you gonna let everybody know?" And it was never really like that. It was more my story and what I was going through.
Yeah.
I very rarely pull them into anything unless I get like a woman heckling me. I'm like, this is the last time I invite you to a show, Mom. That's usually how much I go off on my mom. or anything. I do not hate anyone except nurses.
Nice callback. Yeah,
I'm good at that too. I know how to podcast, man.
Bang, bang. Yeah, I think about that too, you know, because I have some lines on there that talk about, you know, my messy divorce and whatnot. And it's like, well, you know, obviously my kids don't, you know, they don't know the full story, and they don't, you know, they don't hold their mom in that light. But yet here I am kind of like, you know, throwing jabs here and there, but for the lulz, you know,
it's not even just that. I mean, it's your story.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm like, you would never diminish her character. Mm-hmm. Like, even when I make fun of Drew on set, I'm never like bashing on him, or I don't bring up any of like the horrible things that we've gone through or anything. Like, it's very, very lighthearted. I talk about him being a very petite man. Yeah. He's very adorable, guys. He's very small.
Nice.
I wish I could shrink him sometimes.
Still, and just shove him right up your...
no.
Oh, got you.
That sounds like a lot of work.
And then enlarge him slowly. There you go.
I'm thinking of those little animals that are in the pill capsules, and then they expand with the water. And then they expand with the water,
yeah. So you got to keep you wet.
Wait.
Jesus Christ.
That's... Actually, we're going to write about that. That might be the newest dick joke.
That might be it, right? Yeah. There it is. You got it.
Foam animals growing.
She's over there worried. So they've heard worse. That's fine.
Probably.
They're distracted anyway.
She's seen worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The worst of all.
Yes.
Is yet to come.
We get some audience laughs in here, too. Laugh louder.
That one's sinking in. Mm-hmm. So, if you could film a special right now in your venue of choice in Arizona, where do you think you would land?
I would never put anybody through that right now.
Yeah, I know, but say you're at the point. I'm gonna say right now, like, say you're at the point where you're like, hey, I gotta fire 45 minutes.
I really love like up north and everything, so I think I would love to do the Celebrity Theater. I just think that's a beautiful venue. I want almost like an arena type of stage where it's like people stacked on top of each other, kind of in a wraparound. Yeah, like I would love that, because
that's 360 on that one, right? Or would you?
Is that one? I think it is. I'm trying to remember Celia's photo.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that one has the seating all around. Yeah,
that'd be so weird.
But I guess you could like block it off. You could be like, hey, like let me cut out this 60 degrees here.
I would probably still do a 360. I know I don't have balance, but like I could panel around.
And spin, yeah.
I'll just walk around in a circle. Doing my laps, guys, getting my numbers in.
Or you could have just like your queen's throne just right there in the middle, and you're just spinning the whole time.
That'd be like,
and you're trying to like make a point with this person, and it's spinning. You're like,
yes, like one of the where you stand on it and it makes you go like the camera goes around in a circle. Oh yeah,
what are those called? Those cameras. Yeah, they have them like at parties, like at weddings and whatnot, and big events.
I don't know if I particularly like them. I just feel like when people don't know what they're doing with them, it just doesn't turn out the way that I think it's supposed to. Yeah. I'm like, am I supposed to follow the camera, or am I supposed to just like stay in one spot and be like, hey,
just have it right? Yeah, I guess you can do either or. I don't know.
What's your personality?
Yeah, go ahead and dial the line, and Sheila will answer your phone call and give us the poll results.
True.
I don't know.
I didn't think I was gonna be here at the age of 25.
Why? What do you mean?
I just thought I was like not doing more, but like when I started doing comedy, I was like, there's no way, like this can't be what I want. Oh. Okay. But now I'm like absolutely addicted to it. It's almost every single day I have to do it, or I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Have you done? If you want to try, I've been doing the challenge of 30 mics in 30 days. And look, I do a lot of them online. Yeah. Because I don't like you guys out there.
For sure.
I just can't handle 2 hours of the same redundant, just in different wording. I just feel like we're all living the same life, but we're all like, well, I added an and in there.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all just copying each other's homework and just adding different words in there. And I'm like, no.
You know. So wait, is it 30 mics? So is it one mic a day?
Yeah.
Essentially?
Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm. I've done more than that now because like most of the time on Zoom, you can get like back-to-back shows and you don't have to drive. Like the people that do the gauntlet here, like that are going to probably do it tonight. Wait, which ones are... I know that there's the Do Better, Devils. Maybe the Whining Pig. Oh, yeah, and Whining Pig is coming. Like, that's every week now again.
Oh, is it back to every week?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I just went last week. It was pretty funny because the shout-outs to Mark Anthony Ritchie. Yeah. He went up there and he's like, well... this kind of sucks. Keeley and that other guy were the only ones that had a good set tonight. And I was like, yeah.
I love Mark.
But I think it's helped me in the fact where the repetition almost, where I just memorize everything now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because I can practice. I'll have my notes here. Yeah. They won't see it on Zoom. But it's where I can get all of my spacing correctly. Yeah. And then I go and do it out there, and it's almost like smooth.
Well, it's like retelling a crazy story that happens. So say you just got back from vacation, and you're like telling it for the first time. And you're trying to remember all the facts, and then like you say it, and then maybe your partner or somebody else chime in. Well, remember this part? And you're like, oh,
every time.
Yeah.
Mine is my little walking like time machine. He'll remember all of our dates.
Yes.
And I'll be like, we did that? We did that? And he's like... But I think it's like being a kid and taking me somewhere because I won't remember the first time, but then...
You're just like my son.
It's better the next time because then I'm like, hey, I don't remember. Like, let's do it again.
You're just like my son. I'll ask him, hey, how was your day? Oh, it was good. Well, what happened today? Oh, nothing. It was just a regular old day. I was like, well, I heard you went to the river today. Oh, yeah, we went to the river. And I heard you rode quads. Oh, yeah, we rode some quads. And then my daughter would be like, oh, yeah, and then he found $10 on the ground. I was like, oh, and then you found $10? And then they're like, yeah, and then this Jeep had rolled over, so we pushed him over. I was like, bro, like, how is that a regular
I'm like, that is pretty eventful. Like, that sounds like a lot of physical stuff. But, yeah, no, I get that wholeheartedly. You might need to get in check for some Adderall.
Just smoke him out. He'll be all right.
Hey, that's how I'm worried. That's why I don't remember. I'm like... before and after, so I could forget what happened.
Oh, man.
That's what you got to do after an argument. If you don't have a smoke sesh after an argument, did you even argue?
Right. Well, not only that, but then I think that would be good because then you're allowing yourself to get real vulnerable with yourself and be like, okay, this is really where I fucked up, you know, and like
because you start analyzing yourself and you're maybe I am the bad person.
That's why people don't like weed.
Yeah, because they don't want to feel bad about themselves. Yeah, and then I'm like, dude, I already feel bad about myself. What could get worse?
I just feel more love for you now.
Right? Yeah. That's the other thing. Like, I took a tolerance break for maybe 2 days. Ooh. Yeah, no. Tolerating people is really hard.
Oh, that's the tolerance. I'm doing that for coffee.
Welcome to the dad joke. Oh, coffee? Why would you do that?
Because I was drinking way too much.
Oh.
I was drinking like 2 pots a day and really just not feeling it anymore.
Yeah, so, yeah. If you don't feel it, like... But I also don't. Like... When you have ADHD, caffeine is just like, oh, we're going to go take a nap now.
Oh, yeah, huh? Put you down?
Oh, yeah. Like, as soon as I have, like, a Red Bull or anything, like, I'm thinking, oh, yeah, everybody else does this to stay awake, and I'm over here, like, at work. So, how you guys do today? I don't know what would give me more energy.
What's your upper?
I don't think I have an upper. I'm always down.
Yeah, right?
I'm always down,
I
baby.
feel like you have good energy. Yeah, every time I've seen you, you already have good energy, so you're good.
Like, not over the top, because, like, I could not... But you're never,
like, I've never seen you just kind of, like, even when you were in your cast and, like, you were still in the... God. Weren't you still in the garment from...
Yeah, I was still in my splint, because I did JP's showcase, and I already had, like, this, I broke it 4 days before the showcase. And I already had 15 people out to come see me. And that's the most people I've ever had, like, come out to see me. Except for them bringer shows. Like, I try hard. But, even with that, I I still was very amped up, but I was drugged out of my mind.
You had some sweats about you.
Oh yeah, we were sweating up there. I was in my moo-moo. I had mushrooms on. Yeah, they probably were like, she's not. Oh man, oxycodone, I miss you. Like, oh, so good.
Yeah, just the cushion that they put you on. Yeah.
Especially when it was just so much in pain. Like, I felt everything all the time.
Oh man, I can't speak to. I've never broken a bone.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I won't.
We won't go to a skate park ever again. Or
you were dropping in, right?
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
God. Do you have video?
Yeah,
you
it's
have
on
video.
pin.
That's right.
It's on my pinned videos here. We'll all watch it together.
Yes.
I'll let him add it in here. It's so uneventful though, but if you look at where my leg goes.
That's right. Look at the second guessing, triple guessing. Bang!
And then you could see that it went underneath me. And so basically what my ankle did, it horseshoed inwards and went backwards.
It couldn't pick one direction, so I was like, we're gonna
and then while I'm in the hospital and everything, I have my ankle, like, it's still like that to this day. And I took a video of it, and then I looked up at the sign above me, and it says, call before you fall. And I was like, I guess I should have called first.
No way. No way.
Oh, no.
That's so funny.
Well, the thing is, they couldn't find a vein to save their lives. Like, apparently if you're fat, fire and rescue can't rescue you. And, so they couldn't find a vein.
How can I help you? My friend just fell. How fat is she?
You're like, that's why she fell. The gravity took her. Yeah. You don't bounce back anymore. Like, and so they couldn't find a vein to give me the morphine or fentanyl. And so I ended up having to snort it like ocean spray.
No way. Hold on.
No, they spray it into your nose just like ocean spray.
Oh, I thought maybe they crushed up
like
the pill.
Some lines. Do you remember this from college? Do you know how to do a line properly? Oh, don't you remind me.
Be wild. EMS is just crushing up a pill for you to snort, and they roll up a $1 bill.
Man, that would have been lit.
Yeah.
Just like ocean spray, it's like a mist, and it smells good.
Okay.
It almost smells like Smarties and salt water together.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it wasn't terrible, but man, that stuff works.
Really?
I still felt everything, but I was numb up here.
You're feeling like 1 to 10. You're feeling pain level 10, right?
Oh yeah,
and then
probably an 11 at that point. Yeah.
And you take this hit within what?
It probably took a couple minutes. They had to edge it off.
Yeah.
But then they basically put you in an IKEA bag to get you on the gurney.
Yep.
And so, man, it felt so weird. I was like, they're bagging me. Like, I started freaking out. Like, I thought I was dying. I was like, they're bagging me.
Tag them and bag them, boys.
And them having to roll me because they have to get it underneath you. So you have to roll from side to side to get inside of the bag. And obviously my ankle's all like contorted and everything. So you can feel it rotate, and I can feel the bones clicking against each other.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Not to break, but like I got a wire in my ankle now, and I have like the plate and screws.
Yeah. And I mean, and with that break, I mean, it shattered, right? So is there like shards, like just?
So that's why I had to wait the 20 days because they had to put it back in place, and then they put you in a splint, and then they wait for basically a lot of those bones to dissolve, pretty much.
Whoa.
And then they slowly put you back together. I think the greatest thing was when I went into the operating room, I was already pretty like drugged out of my mind.
Yeah.
And when they brought me back, all I remember is a giant like disc, and it looked like big old titties.
Nice.
And I was like, I'm in heaven.
Heck yeah.
I was like, I'm here. I've made it. Valhalla.
Yeah, Valhalla.
But no, I wanted them to record the surgery actually.
And they wouldn't?
Nah, it's not that invasive. And I was like, okay, whatever. Gotcha. I'm not that cool.
Yeah, right.
Like, you got to cut me on both ends?
Yeah, and you're going to stick some metal in me?
Oh, yeah. I'm metal AF.
Yeah, right. So what happens now when you, like, if you travel, if you fly?
I have no idea yet. I'm hoping to do some this summer, and I'll let you know. But I really want it to beep. But they also said, like, I was really hoping that I would stick to the refrigerator, and I didn't.
What do you mean?
Like the metals. So I was like, oh yeah, it might be magnetic. So I was like, I was all testing it, and I was like, oh.
Well, which part is magnetic? The fridge or your?
I don't know. I was hoping that metal and metal just combined.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought that's how it worked. And I was like, oh, it's not a magnet.
Yeah, you thought you were gonna become Magneto here.
Right? I was like, yeah, we're metal, man. Now I can stick and that would been so like helpful. I could just like my little toolbox right here.
Yeah,
just
I could have.
have my screwdriver, my hammer right here, just in a row.
Bang bang.
But yeah, even with that, I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend. So right now, one of your main gigs is working at the Museum of Illusion. Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's exactly what it's called. It's on the Arizona Boardwalk.
Okay.
So right in Scottsdale.
Okay, in Scottsdale, is that near like the Fashion Square?
So, do you know where the Odyssey Aquarium is?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So right in there, I'm just one of the little tiny plazas in there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nice. You've been there for a handful of months now, right?
Yeah, like about 3 months now.
Digging it?
I love it there. It's so easy.
Do you still get tripped out on the illusions, or are they your mind's kind of like?
No, I could still see them. Like they're still gonna like trip you up a little bit, but I've gotten used to them a little bit just because like I'm moving around so much, so I don't really focus on them.
Yep.
Because my main thing is to just be a Disney photographer.
Gotcha.
And so I take a lot of photos for people. I show them the illusions, and that's about it.
A little bit of a history on them, or
sometimes.
Because where do you guys get all these like displays?
I actually have no idea. They have never told me that. They said that it's a mixture of artists.
Yeah.
And some of them like date back all the way super far, and some are more recent, but a lot of them are like mathematicians, engineers. Yeah. I probably should look into that, but also I'm like,
yeah, you're taking photos.
I'm like, I'm here for one reason and one reason only: to get paid.
To get paid.
It's an easy job, and then when you get is like, if you guys are interested and you like, we're always hiring, because some people don't know what they got till it's gone. And so a lot of people just end up leaving. Yeah. A lot of them some of them became nurses. I don't want to see any more of you.
What about medical assistants?
What are they assisting in other than making me feel like shit?
All right.
They always bring it up.
Anybody in scrubs, you're just like, oh.
See a veterinarian? Yeah. I know what you did to my dog.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Put that thing up his ass, you evil person. But yeah, some of them became pilots and everything. So I completely understand that part. We're leaving for that. But it's such an easy job. And then they have bonuses every single month. I forced them to have a cap on Google reviews. Really? Because the first month I was there, I got 40 of them. Wow. And they're like, we can't pay you $400 extra.
Oh, shoot.
And so, like, we're going to have to cap you at 15. And I was like,
well, then that's all the reviews you're getting.
Right? So every single month now I'm like, all right, I hit my cap. You don't get any more out of me. Like, ask the other people that aren't doing anything. They do even less than that.
Damn.
I thought that was the whole objective. I was like, give people a tour, get them photos, get a review. Yeah. I thought that was the main goal. Damn. But a lot of people are like, I don't care about the bonus. And I was like, my bonus, how do you not? I love that I can like get my car serviced and not worry about my actual paycheck. Because I wasn't accounting for it anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunately, I don't think I made more with game show battle rooms. Yeah. I think I make more here now. Yeah. And I have better hours. Nothing more than like a 6-hour shift. Nice. Which is nice. Yeah. I'm like, I work 5 days a week, which is like 30 hours, which isn't crazy. I'm like, this is nice. And I still have a fucking voice. I hope she finds it.
Yeah. That I got some throat spray for that, man, because once you do, depending on the groups,
did you start
of course,
cutting your Did you cut back your hours a little bit, your availability?
Not really. No, I've always been limited, just in general, because of the shit I got going on.
Yeah.
So,
that probably saves you. Because when it was a main job and you just can't do 30 hours on your voice like that.
Yeah. No, that's a lot. I mean, because after the third show, I'm just like, okay, you need
a breather, and it's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when my father-in-law was doing radio and everything, and I know you're not screaming over anyone with radio, but he's like, we would maybe do 4 hours max, and that's on radio, like just like this.
Yeah.
And even that would get tiring. He's like, I could not imagine having to scream over people and having to worry about, next door is gonna think we're too loud. And I'm like, it's not us on the mic that's too loud. It's the participants.
Yeah, they're screaming and
I know that I want them to have a good time. Believe me, I do. But man, some of these people came and just have a bad time.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I get to run for president this year.
There you go. Yeah, no, it's definitely for me. I work at a music store during the day, so it's loud as fuck in there, and I'm talking constantly because it's sales and walking. I'm on my feet, and then I go to game show battle rooms, and then it's like screaming participants, music like crazy, and you have to be on. You know, you're there. You're the host. You're there to create a great time, a great vibe. So it's definitely it's fun. It's great and it's engaging, but it's tiring.
I would love the job if it was structured accordingly, because it's infuriating when you hear other states doing a better job, like structurally. Like I heard about Dallas, and everybody wants to go to Dallas. I wonder why.
Dallas would be good. How far is that from Austin, the new hub for comedy? Right?
I've been thinking about that. I think it's not too far.
Yeah.
But like Texas is massive.
Texas is huge, dude. It is wild how big it is.
But I would love to check out Texas sometime. I haven't performed there yet.
Yeah, no, neither have I. You go with Celia. There were supposed to be some comics that were caravanning this weekend or something.
And they didn't invite us.
I saw the post and I was like this close to like saying, well, Sheila doesn't know. I was this close. It's fine. No, I got to do some stupid thing next weekend. I told myself I'm going to trail run South Mountain, the whole length of it. So I'll keep you posted on that, see how my ankle does.
Like, at least wear some braces or something for stability. The fact that we're just on little tiny chopsticks is stupid.
Yeah.
We're walking on stilts.
We are literal stilts for sure.
That's all we have.
So you got to do some calf races. You got to do,
I've done the physical therapy.
You went to physical therapy and it's just yoga, right?
No.
Look at it. It's just yoga. Yeah.
No.
What do you mean no?
Yoga feels good.
Well, yeah, but you're dealing with a painful injury, recovery of that.
Yeah, I didn't do very good.
Have you done yoga on your soul yet?
I don't have one. What is that going to do for me?
You got to go out and find one.
You got to find it, man. You got to find your soul.
Yeah, you got to go out and find one. So does that mean you got to like... Yeah.
Am I a ginger now? I get to just collect them?
A little bit. I see a little bit of tinge of red on there.
Yeah, I know.
A little bit. Where's your family from?
We are mainly from like England and everything. Like we're white.
Yeah, whites can be, right?
Like Irish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're like 6th generation Arizonans.
No shit.
Yeah.
So then you guys it had to been here like right after like the whole Wild Wild West type shit, huh?
Well, yeah, we immigrated with the Mormons.
Oh, nice. And then a bunch of those went to Mexico because polyamory and polygamy.
Honestly, I know that was in the beginning, but it wasn't like poly, however, like it was polygamy, but they weren't doing stuff.
Yeah, it was a commune. It was like a whole,
because women couldn't own property, and a lot of the times their husband would die or they had to go off to war or something. Yeah. So I don't know how many greats it was, but my great grandpa had 3 wives.
Yeah, the good old days. Yeah,
but not like wives. Like they were more like sister wives,
like homestead, homesteading.
Where like we helped with the kids, made sure she had property, and my grandpa just took care of that. Like didn't take care of them, but just made sure that they were safe.
Yeah.
Which I would love that. I want some sister wives. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, we got one baking. One of them is helping taking care of the kids.
It's on the table. You can ask them. Tell them right now.
Damn it. I don't think he could deal with that many women. Like, all of them asking for something. He can't even handle my demands, let alone somebody else's.
No. I don't know how other men do it, man. You just have there's a ton of neglect.
Yeah, we appreciate it, you know. It's okay. Our parents already did that for you.
Yeah. Love it. Keeley, well, where can more of these fine folks find you performing? Either this episode will be coming out in like 2 weeks.
Cool.
So if you have any gigs lined up for right about then, but on the regular,
let me check my calendar. That's how famous I am.
Yeah, you got to check your schedule.
So you said in 2 weeks. I will be back at House of Comedy on June 16th.
Yeah.
So that's Bronson's. Sunday Fun Day. You guys should celebrate Sunday Fun Day with me, because that's probably my favorite day. I love Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, I don't drink or do anything, but I'm like the vibe. Just
be a part of it. Yeah, be in
I'm
the
like,
vibe.
I want to be in it. I'm like, I'm a Sunday Fun Day.
If someone wants to catch your Zoom shows, how do they?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram. You can at Killer, just like the murder. Killer.Keeley, Keeley. Believe me, my parents played Wheel of Fortune before naming me.
Yeah, they use
all
the vowels.
How did they afford all the vowels?
I don't know.
I grew up poor.
Feet pictures.
No, right. They knew it. Like, when I was born, my mom didn't even see it until I was like 2 days old. When she was like getting me dressed and everything, getting me to get out of the hospital, and then she went to put socks on my feet, and she's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." I would have had the same reaction. I'd be like, "Well, there's nothing else wrong with her." And then she grows up, and then she's like, "There's a lot more wrong with her."
What came with the toe?
It came with the incest.
Oh shit. There's some leftover incest sperm in there.
I told you I immigrated with the Mormons.
That's true.
We all know about it.
Sister wives.
Woo!
All right, so Keeley on Instagram, and catch her at House of Comedy coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Any last tidbits of wisdom for these fine folks?
Remember to laugh.
And fuck you for coming. Oh, nice.
My tag. Hell yeah. You know, that's one thing that I do want to end on. Yeah. I had a booker tell me that I should take that tag out, really? And that I would get booked more. But then the comedian after me absolutely shit on the crowd, was saying like, screw you, like, screw you guys, screw this booker, this show sucked. And I'm like, so I can't say my tagline, which is endearing. Like, if I say that to you, that means I love you. Like, I had to think about you. Mm-hmm. Like, if I just said thank you, I say thank you to everyone. Exactly. You didn't mean anything to me. But if I say fuck you for coming, that means I thought about you guys. Like, you're important.
It's like cunt in the UK, all right? It's endearing, okay?
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm an endearing person.
Yeah, you are. And a lovely cunt. Hey,
we all do.
Keeley, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. We'll see you around. Thanks for tuning in. Woo. Until next time, adios.